My wellness travelers, this is Dragonwolf. We are at the full moon in Cancer, and it is the wolf moon. And of course, me having wolf in my name, that's definitely something very important. I did pull a few cards already, and we are dealing with the King of Swords. And the King of Swords is about the mind, is about the intellect, is about making sure that you are thinking it through. And it's not that your emotions aren't important, because they are. I'm going to move the mic a little bit more. They are. But this is you being in control of your emotions. This is you being in a place where, not that you don't acknowledge them, but they're not ruling. This is a situation that is going to be very difficult coming up. The year 2025 was difficult in many ways. There was a lot of decisions that had to be made. There's a lot of shifts in your life, as they were with mine. And you're in a situation where you're starting a new year. And a lot of times when we're starting a new year in January, for January 2026, that we have all these great intentions, and we feel as though that we may not have accomplished everything we wanted to accomplish. So a fresh year makes us feel as though that we can do anything. We have this new vigor to do so. But our life doesn't stop and then start again, and all of a sudden we're in a brand new anything. It is just the next day. It is just the next month. Yes, on an energy level, there is that potential. But the potential lies with you. The potential is that there is a situation that is coming up, but it has been lingering from the year before. This is something that you may have already made some decisions about, you've already been thinking about, and I feel as though that for the most of you, this has already been on your mind for several months, possibly in the majority, possibly of the year previously. And you are in a situation where you're going to have to make a decision that doesn't feel 100% fantastic. You have to leave something behind. Now, that's very normal going in from an old year into a new year, as we're leaving that which doesn't serve us. We are moving into things that we want to have that are healthier and better for us, especially after a year of growth. We want to be manifesting better, higher things, feelings, actions, behaviors, all of the things that a new year gives that hope of. And you are faced with this, but you've been faced with this for a while already. And you are at the Two of Swords, where a decision is having to be made. You're at a crossroads point. Now, the interesting thing about this crossroads is it's not as severe and it doesn't feel as dire as some other crossroad moments, but you are still at one. And the reason being is because you've been waffling. You are saying to yourself, you know what, maybe I can stay where I'm at. Maybe I don't have to make such a drastic change. Maybe it's not what I think it might be. Maybe I need more time to think it through. And in December, I did a card post where it was just for the month of December, and a decision was needing to be made, which means that this is the continuation of that. Some of you, it's the same decision. Some of you, it's actually a different decision. It is something that the decision for December is one where you were supposed to be working towards it. Not necessarily that a decision was absolutely made in December, but here in January, it's time. So some of you, it'll be the same issue. Some of you, it will be a secondary issue. However, it was still important, and it may be in connection to that other issue. So there might be two things to deal with. They are separate, but they're tied together. And for some of you, it will be the exact same thing for you to be dealing with, and now is the time. January is the time that, yes, the hammer needs to come down, decision needs to be made, get off the fence. And the thing about this is that we have the Three of Pentacles. So in this, there are aspects of your finances, there are aspects of your career, there's aspects of your learning, your knowledge, but it's also working with others. So in this situation, working with others means that you're either incorporating them to assist in your growth and your movement forward, or they are hindering this process. So it is a situation where you need to be looking at those in your community, those in your space, those that are maybe at work or at school, those that live in your home. Whatever your community and people surrounding you is, you need to be looking at this, because this is affecting your space. This is affecting who you are authentically. This is the Empress. Now, regardless of gender, this is the female aspect of you. And this is the mothering. This is the nurturing. This is the moving towards joy, moving towards a happier space, healthier space. It is also the authentic feminine self. And in this, your authentic self is crying out for some change. You already know that what is in your space and the decision that needs to be made, and this is the judgment, that you've already been waffling on, thinking about, analyzing, moving your space somewhat towards this, but not strong enough. No, you cannot stay where you are. Change has to be made. So what does that actually mean? You have to review, who are you really? What are you trying to accomplish? Where are you trying to go? Because where you've been, you cannot continue as such. It cannot stay the same. And it does have a relevance towards those in your space. Those in your space are affecting you in a certain way that is not fully to your health. Now, it doesn't mean you have to get rid of people, but it means that you are going to have to change the dynamics. You're going to have to change what it is that you are doing in this space with these people. Are you giving too much? Are you taking too much? Are they taking too much? Are they drama? Are they unhealthy in some form or fashion? Are they not pulling their weight? Are they not doing what they need to be doing? Whatever the unhealthy balance is, whatever it is, either you need to completely walk away from them, or you need to change the situation, the dynamics between you and them. And I feel like it is more than one person. There might be one person that stands out stronger than the others, but there is at least 2, possibly 3 or more. But for all of you, it is more than just one person. There is a main person, and then there may be 2, 3, or even more that are more the secondary people that are still affecting your space. And this is about this new year going into making this space more healthy. We are going into 2026, and this is a time for you to be going healthier than where you've been. And your judgment is already been analyzing this. You've already been thinking about it. Your authentic self has already been crying out for a better situation. You are also in a place of the Knight of Swords. So we definitely need to accept this challenge. We need to believe in ourselves, and we need to continue to put our emotions in check. And that has been the biggest place where this has been an issue, is your emotions. So we're going back to the King, and we're looking at the Knight. And so what does that mean? That means that your emotions really need to be getting in check. It means that you need to be putting in a situation where, are your emotions valid? Absolutely. But you need to look at them. Are they hindering you? Is the fear too much where it's stopping you? Do you need to face these fears? Do you need to retrain how your brain is thinking about certain things, certain people, certain situations? This is what needs to be happening, because you are at a point, this is a crossroads, and you are at that point of a decision needs to be made. And it's not an easy decision. This is not something that you are excited to do and you're leaving something behind and you're running full force because this feels amazing. No, this is more difficult than that. And with that, you're also looking at the Three of Wands. And you're also looking at the Eight of Cups. So with the Three of Wands and the Eight of Cups, you are making decisions, as I had talked about in my post in December, that is going to affect you for some time going forward. So we are looking at movement. We are looking at action. We are looking at making plans, laying foundations, going forward towards this next step. And this next step is about moving forward. And this card is never meant a fast moving forward, but it is a forward moving card. And because it's in the cups, there is these aspects of emotion that are there. And it's interesting because we're seeing that we need to put those in check, which means that you have an undercurrent, which is where the fears have been. And these are some things you are aware of and some things maybe you're not aware of to its fullest extent. I don't feel as though that there's anything here that is going to be a surprise the more that you look at all of this. But there may be aspects to some of your hesitation that you may not see to the fullest level. Maybe you realize that, yeah, I don't really want to do that because of this or that. But you don't realize maybe to the full extent of why. Maybe you do know to some degree of where it's pointed at, what it might be stemming from, but there may be more to it. So definitely with this decision, which is going to affect you. And in December, I got that it could be up to 3 years, and I still am feeling up to 3 years. So that means if it's a new job, if it is a move of residence, it is a removing people from your life, if it is a change in some other form where you are changing yourself, maybe you're changing your health in a more dramatic way. Whatever it is that you're making a change in that has been presenting itself and you've been sitting with it, this is not a new decision that you've never or been faced with. This is something that's been coming, possibly even for the majority of 2025. But a decision has to be made, and it is time. December, things were being presented, as I said, and this, for some of you, this is a secondary decision, but it's in connection with the other. And some of you, this is the exact same one. So now is the time. This full moon is the time. You are not going to be able to continue to ignore, push off, delay, excuse, justify. Because all of your justifications, all of your pauses, hesitations, all of your waffling is going to hit a point where the divine God is going to metaphorically slap you in the face. So things are going to get really bad, possibly. Things are going to get severe. Things are going to really present themselves in a way that you can't ignore this anymore. That now is the time. So that means that going forward, you're going to have to do something. And let's see what other card or cards we can get concerning this situation. And we're getting the Hanged Man. So in this, that means that a new perspective is definitely called for. Now, that new perspective has been coming. And because this particular situation, whether it's in tandem with another one, or the one we've been discussing since December, you're not ignorant of this. This is not news. I'm not saying anything that you don't already know needs to be happening. And you've been sitting on the fence for long enough where you have enough perspective. It may not be the full 100% full color sharp view yet, but you're pretty darn close. And now is the time for action. Now is the time. But this decision, this movement, and it is a movement forward. Whatever you're going to be doing in whatever realm of your life is, that is an association with other people, because it is. This is going to be an important step for you in the trajectory of your life, in the laying the groundwork for the next few years. And even though that the main effect is going to be sooner than later, it is going to continue to ripple through time. And it is going to take a little bit of a sacrifice for you. This is not easy. You cannot just easily move into this next step. You're going to have to leave something behind, and that leaving something behind is not easy. The fears that are there, that are on the undercurrent of this, that you have to be rising above, to be in your mindful place, using your logic, using your rationale, tempering your emotions, not avoiding them, not ignoring them, but seeing them from a perspective up here. Not in it, not on the ground level, because that's where it really hits hard. That's where we get really scared and we don't want to move. When you're able to pull yourself up from that and you're able to look down on it, you're able to see the stronger picture. You're able to understand, why do you feel this way? Where did it come from? What are the aspects of it? How have I been functioning from that place? Because every fear that we have affects us in some form or fashion. Decisions are made, behaviors are had, thoughts are had. So we are affected by every emotion that we have. And these emotions stem from certain places, things we've learned, things we've experienced, possibly even past lives we've pulled into this life to deal with. And these need and deserve to be looked at and dealt with. This is not stuff that we are putting in the back of the closet, shoving under the rug, putting in the trunk of the car, putting it in a strong box and throwing it into the ocean kind of thing, and for it to never resurface again. No. Now, these are emotions, fears that you may have done that with, but they have come back. So it is time. Face your fears, but face them from a place of your intellect, your observation. Don't allow the fear to paralyze you and stop you. It is time to move forward and say, you can do this. So let's get one more card to close this out. Oh, actually, you know what? 2 more cards jumped out. And it is the 10 of Pentacles. And it is the Magician. And so that is right there telling me that this is a positive change. This is a abundant change. This is not just bringing in, and of course the 10 of Pentacles talks about abundance, financial gains, but it also is talking about abundance in so many ways and so many aspects of your life, because this is also a card that represents the earth. And the earth is this grounding, nurturing life force. So this is going to affect your whole life. This is going to affect you. So whatever the abundance is, whether it is like a higher cash flow, whether you're paying off bills, whether you get a job that makes you more money, or you get more benefits, or you're able to start working maybe different hours that suit you, whatever it happens to be, you're going to, first of all, you have the skills to move into this. So this is going to be dealing and facing against those fears of, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, how can I do that? Do I really have the skills? Can I really do this? Can I walk away from those people? Can I set better boundaries? Can I be healthier with myself? Can I start saying no? Can I start going to bed earlier? Can I start eating a better diet? Can I start walking more to get a little more health? Do I need to go back to the gym? Do I need to make a home gym? Do I need to stop dressing a certain way? Or do I need to start driving a different vehicle because the one I'm driving is about to go into the ground and I keep pouring money after money to keep it going? Do I need to get something that is more reliable? Do I need to get a healthier place to live? Maybe where I live is too expensive. Maybe where I live is not healthy enough and I need to step up because it's just not the best condition for me and my family or my pets or whatever it is. Whatever the decision is, whatever this is, whatever it's I need to leave that group of people. I can't associate with them anymore. The people at work, I get too involved in the drama. I don't need to keep feeding everybody because they're not feeding me. They're just stealing and taking. Maybe I need to stay quiet. Maybe I need to keep my mouth shut and have my mind tuned in on what is inside of me. Whatever it is, and it could be many of the things I just mentioned, possibly other things. And I know some of the list I just said actually affects me. So I know that Spirit's talking, God's talking. And saying, okay, folks, it's time. January 2026, we are moving and shaking some things, and we are going to be getting our lives together further than where we have been. We're not saying we haven't been growing, because we have. But this card right here says you've got this. You've got all the skills. You've got the ability, and you can also start retraining your brain. Okay, a lot of our fears keep us there, because we have the neural pathways need to be redone. We need to be moving towards those healthier thought process. If it's, I am afraid to stand up for myself with this person, you need to start doing self-talk. That is the first part of retraining the brain. Possibly do some journal writing. Possibly go talk to a trusted friend. Just talk to yourself. It's actually a very healthy thing, and people may say, well, you know, it looks weird or I'm afraid to talk to myself, or I don't let people know I talk to myself. We all talk to ourselves, okay? We all do. Now, some of us do it a little bit more than others. Some of us are talking to our pets when we're really talking to ourselves. I talk to God all the time, so I'm always talking. But in that talk, it shouldn't be the negative talk of putting yourself down. It shouldn't be the, okay, I recognize this about myself. This is what I've been feeling about this thing, and we are looking at it from a very healthy, mindful standpoint. Here are the words. Here is what I keep saying. Here is what I keep thinking. I need to change that. How do I do it? Start using the positive affirmations, and that, I know that is a phrase and a buzz word that is just possibly doesn't even have the strength that it used to, but what does it actually do? It creates a positive energy flow. Not only are you putting it out into the universe, because everything, all energy continues to grow and move. The energy doesn't go anywhere in the sense of dying out. It does go somewhere. It goes out and it comes back, and it goes out and it comes back. We are all made up of energy. Everything we live with, everything that God has created is energy. So therefore, if you are saying negative, if you are acting negative, anything, then that means it's going out negative. And then that comes back. And so you might be seeing your life in a negative way because of how you see it. Did you have difficulties? Yeah, you did. Did you run into problems? Of course you did. Was that person or that relationship or that family member or that job or that situation not good? Of course it was. Why? Because that's the point. And that's awful, and I hate it. Trust and believe, I hate it. I would love to be just happy, positive all the time, sitting on a beach, right? Like all of y'all, you just want to be in your happy little place and don't ever want to be bothered with another problem again. But that is not the life we are living here. That is not the reason we're here. So in saying that, as I have to, and you're going to have to, if you haven't been already, you need to start now. Putting on your pants, standing up tall, and saying, okay, I am scared to death, but I'm going to face this thing. Okay, I keep saying this about myself, but I'm going to change those words. Write them down. Put them on a little Post-it. Put it on your bathroom mirror. Put it on your phone. Have like a little notification that pops up every single day at the same time. You are awesome. You are loved. You are amazing. You can do this. Whatever you need to do. And you need to do this regularly. Because to retrain your brain to Have it stop going towards that negative pathway of whatever it is. And I have to do this too, because I've already got several things I'm actually writing down today to retrain myself, because I know what decision I have to make and I'm scared to death about it. So I'm just like you guys. So you need to make the action. You need to make that step. And as we got our final cards, we got abundance and we got the power, baby. So let's do this thing. I love you. This is Dragonwolf. We're going forward and it just keeps on keeping on. But the good thing is, if you're moving forward towards growth and you keep facing it, even if you take a step back, you got to keep on moving forward. And you know what? Eventually you're going to get there and you're going to feel better. I love you. This is Dragonwolf. Please subscribe. If you like what you see, please give me a thumbs up. It always lets YouTube know that I might be worth something here. Check out my website at KathyShannonDesign.com. Get a reading, look at my artwork, and until next time.